ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय।
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्।
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
So, in this paragraph, we were talking about the four divisions of Siddhanta. Siddhanta meaning end result, output is a output. So it's a successful output. The Sanskrit word is very beautiful. So Siddha means successful and Anta means end. So we have seen that the Pancaratra tradition has been divided into four sections: Agama, Mantra, Tantra, and Tantranta. So Chatvaras Chaite, these four Siddhantaha, the end results. Rigadivadeva, just like the four scriptures, Rig, Yajus, Saman, and Atharvan. So Vatu means like. So Rig means the first ancient scripture. Rig means him, Hymn, and then Adi, etc., meaning the other three also added. So Vatu means like, Eva only. So just like that. So Shakha Bedehi. So even among the scriptures, four scriptures, we have got different branches of knowledge. And especially Sama has got different shakas. And of course, Yajurveda has got Taitriya Shaka. And we have got Shukla Yajurveda and Krishna Yajurveda. And so on. So again, Avantara Tantraihi. So again, subdivisions. Avantara means some more divisions, intermediate divisions. Tantraihi Bhidyante. So the Pancharatra source is scripture, and Pancharatra has been taking cue, that is quotes from scriptures to support its hypothesis, you can say. And then, so Tantraihi, Tantra is procedural action, process, procedural rules. So Bhidyante, they have been divided. So Tatra, in that context, Yatha Rigadeha, just like Rig, Veda, etc., the scriptures, the four scriptures, Rig, Yajus, Saman, and Atharva, Veda Bhedaha, so there are divisions in scriptures. Tat Shakha Bedaha. So again, within the scriptures, there are so many branches. So you have Jaiminiya Shaka, Gautama Shaka, Maitrayaniya Shaka under Sama scripture. Sama is musical form. So then, Tat Shaka Bedaha cha. So and the other divisions under its branches, under each Veda branches, scriptural branches. Then Purva Parigrahanusarena. So whenever we consider the ideas as decided ones, conclusive ones, so we have to accept the previous pramanas, authorities. That is, later additions may not stand in good stead. So we have to get support from the earlier hymns. For example, the three scriptures, namely Yajus, Saman, and Atharva, will take the support from Rig Veda. That is the first scripture, Adi Veda. So Parigraha Anusarena. So by following that, Vyavatishtante, they are being established. And again, Putradibhischa Parigrihante. So Putradibhihi meaning their sons, in the sense children. Children in the sense the later additions. So Putradibhischa Parigrihante. That means the scriptures are considered as fathers, parents, and then Putradibhischa Parigrihante. Now, maybe some other technical meaning may be hidden under the word putra. I'm not aware of it. But tatha, siddhanta vedaha, again the divisions under the outputs, successful outputs, and then tada avantara vedasya, their ancillary divisions, prathama parigrahanusarena vyavatishtante. So again, based on putra can also mean shishya, okay. Right, so disciples. But there is no mention of the guru here. Therefore, suddenly if the word putra is used, you have to say the what we call descendants, the offsprings of the generations of sages who saw in flesh and blood and black and white the scriptures by intuition. They brought it to the letters in the script form, in the manuscript form, rather palm leaf manuscript form. So again, so Tadavantara Prathama Parigrahanusarena. As we go to the initial proof, the authority, Prathama Parigraha. You can say Parigraha is generally even referred to a lady accepted by the husband. First lady, we say first lady. First lady of any country, we say president or president's wife or something like that. So Prathama Parigraha, Anusarena. For example, Dasaratha had three queens. So Kausalya will have domination over others. Whereas Sumitra and Kaikeyi will have less importance. That's it. So meaning again, Veda, scripture meaning Rig Veda. Of course, all of us must probe deep into find out whether the same hymns are used from the Rig to Yajus, Saman, and Atharva. It is said superficially, but maybe in different forms. For example, Agni Mile Purohitam Yajnasya Devam Ritvajam Hotaram Ratnadhatamam. These three sentences are used again and again in either Rig Veda or Yajur Veda, of course with different accents. Therefore, let us go into it later if chance is there. Then Yathacha, as also. Yatha means as, yes. Cha also. So as also. Vachanika atirikte. So when the words are transgressed, rather overshot, so atirikte, vachanika atirikte. Suppose you find one word synonymous with another word, it's okay. If it is not synonymous, then you have to find out whether they are equivalents or not. When it is a deviation, looks like a deviation, then Vedantara Shakhantara, Sutrantara, Sankara, Doshaha. So we have to suspect first the difference in reading. If there is a Patha Bheda, it's a different, what you call recensions in English, or you can say different readings, variant readings, then we must consult Vedantara Shakha. So there is another branch of study in scripture, and Shakhantara, Shakhantara, in scripture there will be some difference. In branches there will be difference. In sutra, in the aphorism, there will be some difference. So all differences should be taken into consideration and established as Sankara dosha, as a mistake by mixture. Sankara means mixture. Dosha is mistake. So we must identify the mistake of those readings by consulting all other recensions, what we call editions, as simply put as editions. So that is, of course, human error. Human error cannot be avoided. It is human to err. Therefore, what we call script writer's mistake. And therefore, we have to bear with those mistakes. And then, tatha, yes, scribal errors. Scribe, we say. A man writing from the palm leaf manuscript, he is not attentive because of tiredness, and he writes according to his own knowledge, adds some spelling words and so on. The scribe's mistake. So it is natural. So tatha, in the same way, here, Siddhanta Sankare. When Siddhanta is mixed, then Tantra Sankare. When the tantras are overlapping, then Pratyeka Tantra, so you take individual Tantra. Tantra, again, I think I will not, need not repeat for you because you are already familiar with the word. Procedure. Mantra are the spells, powerful words uttered during a ritual, and Tantra is the procedure. So Pratyeka Tantra, so take every Tantra, then Antaha Pati, so Antaha inside, so Pati, so there is something falling down inside. There is some lacuna. And then Niyata Vaikalpika Dharmadi Sankari. So it can be a definite change, Niyata. Vaikalpika is optional change. So Dharma will be changing according to the Yuga. So Dharma is propriety. You can say rule. You can also say rule. So Dharma di Sankare. Again, I told you earlier that it's a Vishesha Dharma and Sadharana Dharma. Common code of conduct and special code of conduct. So when they are mixed, so Sankarecha, Asankirnacha iyam vyavastha. Whereas this Pancaratra tradition is unmixed, unsullied, S-U-L-L-I-E-D, unsullied by these mistakes. So Sankirnam mixture again, Sankara mixture. So Asankirna cha iyam vyavastha. So Pancaratra status, vyavastha is status, actually good status. Avastha is status, avastha is very good status. It can be also meant in Sanskrit beautifully in the opposite meaning, namely a bad status also, but we have to take it in the right sense here. So vyavastha cha iyam. This is the arrangement, rather, status of Pancharatra, which is not affected by all these mixtures, wrong mixtures. So, for example, we say when you mix rice with sesame, gingerly, then they don't mix. You can see them. You cannot separate them very easily, but you can identify them by color, white and black or something gray. But whereas if you mix salt or sugar in the water, then you don't see them. They are mixed very much close together, and we are not able to. They dissolve. Sugar or salt dissolves in water. So you have pramanantara sahakrita paramparya paryalochanaya vivasthapya. So again, if there are some misgivings, if there are some mistakes identified in Pancaratra, what should we do? This is the answer. So pramanantara, take some other proof and take its help. Sahakrita. Sahakrita is help. Take it as a corollary. If you form a theorem, it should be a corollary. Then what is that? Paramparya, by the tradition. Parampara is tradition, paramparya. Then paryalochana, and you must see the arguments put forth by scholars. And you can say sages. So paryalochana is discussion. Alochana is opinion. So paryalochana is opinion considered in a society, in a group. It's a group discussion. Then if it is traditional and if it helps, if it doesn't help, you don't take it. If it helps, so vyavasthapya. So Pancharatra tradition can be established. So it should be established. Vyavasthapya. So idam cha, this is this and this, idam this cha and garbha adhanadi daha anta samskara antara sevanat bhagavatanam abrahmanyam purvapakshina prasanjitam. Let us take up to this now. So idam prasanjitam. This has been explained. How? Who? By whom? Purvapakshina. By the proposer. By the hypothesis giver. So purvapakshina. I think there's a technical term in English for purvapakshina also. And siddhantin. Now it is just like a human life, entire life. That is, a human couple giving birth to a child, by garbhadhanam. So garbhadhanam is the fetus develops, the what you call the child grows. So then it is delivered. So starting from that means the formation of the fetus. So you have dahantram, till the human body is burnt. That is, we say in English, womb to tomb. WOMB to TOMB. We say in Tamil very easily, ஊஞ்சல்லேருந்து பாடைன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஊஞ்சல், we see a cradle to smashana. Yeah. Oh, yeah, proposition. Yeah. Purvapaksha is yes, proposition. So I said proposal, I can say. So garbhadanadi dahanta. It ends in burning. Not burying the body, burning. Especially sannyasis are buried. Mendicants, recluses are buried. So samskara. Samskara is the both what we call birth and death are samskara. Antara. Samskara is actually, I can say, latent impression of the previous birth. And also there, yeah. Dana Anteshti. Dahana is Anteshti, right? So samskara antara. So when you take the different ways of doing it, samskara antara. Sevanat, by practically experiencing that. That means not sevanat is not serving, but you say dugdha nishevanam meaning taking milk. Dugdham is milk, so when you drink milk, you say dugdha nishevanam. So in the same way, sevanat. So by taking into account the rituals starting from birth to death. So Bhagavatanam Abrahmanyam. So what happens is the proposition says that the devotees of God loses the spiritual knowledge. Lose the spiritual knowledge. They don't continue their knowledge. Bhagavatanam. So the Bhagavata is devotee of God. So even though they are devotee of God, by the what you call mundane existence and what you call cravings in the human life, from birth to death, even before the birth, because of our previous janma, purva janma, previous birth, we have some what we call desires, and of course the merits and sins continue to get attached to us, and therefore we have some desires unfulfilled. So all these unfulfilled desires make us tense, and then we lose the spirit of devotion. So as devotees of God, we are no more devotees of God. We just lead an animal life. So Abrahmanyam. So we become unspiritual, can say. Then that is what Purva Pakshin says, proposition says. So by birth and death, neither we have memory of our previous birth, and therefore we cannot correct ourselves, improve ourselves, nor we have any knowledge about the future birth, and therefore we are only given some threats, and by going to hell or heaven, so we have to return to this earth, and then the life continues during many births. And of course, life is not, Jivatma is not perishable also. It is permanently existing. So here, so what he says is, devotees will have less devotion. That's what I would put it very mildly like that. So, pariharat bhi. Now we have to avoid this proposition. We have to dismiss this proposition. We avoiding in the sense not escaping. We have to proof, can say deprove the proposition, and we have the duty to establish the Pancaratra tradition. Disprove the tradition. Right, that's better. Disprove the tradition. The right words do not come very fast. So pariharat bihi. So who are those people who are good in solving this problem? That is dismissing the proposition, disprove the proposition, namely Bhagavad Yamuna Muni Bihi. So Yamunacharya's works are available. Nathamuni's works are not available in full. That's problem. That was the problem. That is the problem now. Otherwise, we can rely on Nathamuni also. All of us, as Vaishnavites, depend upon these three sages, namely Natha, Yamuna, and Ramanuja. And therefore, now Vedanta Deshika takes the support from Yamuna Muni because Yamunacharya's books are available, fortunately. So Bhagavad Yamuna Muni. So he is almost like Almighty. So Bhagavan Yamuna Muni. It is plural because for respect. There are so many other, not so many sages attached to Yamuna Muni. So she is a single person, Yamuna Muni. Munivihi arthataha samarchitam. He has proved it with what we call meaning. He doesn't argue in vain. He has got a lot of proof to support his argument. He has got a very perfect understanding, and he conveys the meaning, rather meaningful Siddhanta against the proposition. So now I think this is again quote. I don't know because there is a star. So yayete vamsha paramparaya. Samarthitam, conclusion. Samarthyam, we say in Sanskrit, skill. A person who is adept, ADEPT, he is called, we say, skilled, shrewd, intelligent. So, yeah. Yayete vamsha paramparaya vajasaneya shakham adhiyanaha. So slowly we will go. So yete meaning ete, these people. So Yamunacharya, ye, who. So these people who vamsha paramparaya. We have to look at the knowledge of his ancestors. So his tradition has got a good tradition. His father, grandfather, great-grandfather, all others are knowledgeable. They are wise. And therefore, the what you call the acumen which Yamunacharya possesses is traditional. That is why we have to even today say traditional learning of Sanskrit. Not Laukika, meaning the sense through English medium when you read, there's also a problem. There is always a problem. So Vamsha Paramparaya, what we call again previous, I mean, the family gives us the acumen. So Vamsha Paramparaya, Vajasaneya Shakham Adhiyanaha. You must find out there is a branch called Vajasaneya. Vajasani is the name of the sage. And front of them. Okay. Right. So let us take the asterisk mark later. The quotations under asterisk mark later. Okay. Thank you for. So Vajasaneya. So there is a branch called Vajasaneya. And they have mastered it. Adhiyanaha. When I say studied, when it says studied, I must say Vamsha Paramparaya Adhiyanaha, meaning they mastered. The whole family mastered. Grandfather, father, son. The Katyayana Grishyokta Margena. So again, you understand, all of us understand that, see, we have to check the tradition, whether it is true, by consulting so many sources. What are they? One is Vajasaneya Shakha, the other one is Katyayana Grihya Sutra. So Katyayana is another name of a sage. Grihya is connected with the house, that is household. So homely rules. So Grihya Ukta Margen. In the way it has been said by Katyayana in his aphorisms, sutras of Grihya Sutras for the householders, married people. Then Garbha Adhanadi Samskaran Kurvate. So they do perfectly the rituals, perform the rituals for the transfer of man's virility to the woman's garbha. That is, you have another word for, I wanted to say, not only womb, but also some other word is there. The bag where child is born, BORNE. Garbhadadhani samskarani kurvate. They all do that perfectly. They follow the rituals. Ye punaha, and again, punaha again, ye those who Savitri Anuvachana Prabhriti. I think there is another one, Savitri Shakha. So Savitri Shakha, Savitri Anuvachana Prabhriti, following the words of Savitri Shakha, Prabhriti, from that Trayi Dharma Tyagena even. So Trayi, the three scriptures, Rig, Yajus, Saman. So Dharma, the propriety, the rules. While you follow certain Grihya Sutras, you may have to avoid some common dharma, sadharana dharma, and then follow Vishesha dharma, special, extraordinary, situational procedure. Dharma tyagena eva. So they are given up. Tyagena, only by giving up the Trayi dharma, all the three rules, all the three scriptures rules. Then Ekayana Shruti Vihitaneva. So there is a Shruti called Ekayana Shruti, a scriptural part. And so taking up the rules mentioned in Ekayana Shruti, then Samskaran Anutishtanti. They follow the rituals. Anutishtanti, they scrupulously follow the Samskaran, the traditions, traditional ritual process from Ekayana Shruti. Te api, they also Swashakha Grihyotam. So in their family, they might have rather bequeathed, BEQUASTHED, bequeathed to their own family some shakha, Swashakha, their own shakha, their own branch. And then Grihyoktam in the Grihya Sutras, because there are so many Grihya Sutras, Ashwalayana, Apastamba, so many. So here, Yathavat Anutishtamana, since they follow, I said just now, scrupulously, Yathavat, verbatim, true to the spirit of the inner meaning of those shakas, branches, then na shakantariya karma ananushthanat brahmanyat prachyavante. This is their beauty, this is their strictness. They don't fall down. They don't sway. They don't, what you call, transgress the path. They go on the same path. They tread the same route. They don't swerve from other, their main route. So how do they do it? They don't follow any other shaka. Na shakantara. Shakantariya karma. They don't follow the actions mentioned in some other branches. Ananushthanat. See, the problem is Anushtanam is to be very strict, and they are not following the Anushtanam, what you call regular practice. Anushtanam is regular practice. Ananushtanam, by the irregular practice of the other branches, then Brahmanyat na prachyavante. Na is there previously. Na prachyavante. They don't fall down. They don't transgress from the spiritual path, Brahmanyat. See, in Kali Yuga, you can see all kinds of Abrahmanyam. Vedanta Deshika prays to Lord Krishna, Abrahmanyam apakarotu Bhagavan, Abrahma Kitam Munihi. In Dashavatara Stotram, he says, please remove this Abramanyam. Abramanyam is unspiritual way of life. That is holy life, godly life. You must not go away from godly life. Then you have Anyesham api. For others also. Anyesham api. Also, Anyesham for others, of others. Parashakha vihita karma. So either you get together as a society and use Paraspara Shakha vihita. So you agreed to follow a common code by branches of these scriptures, making it mutually convenient to each other. Or Parashaka means opponent's branch. Instead of using opponent's branch, they make it mutual. And then Ananushtana, again when they have irregular practice, then Nimitta Abramanya Prasanga. So because they decide, okay, by following a single shaka, mutually they agree with each other. They have a consensus. But again, they are not regular in practice. Ananushthan. So that will be the reason for Nimittam. Nimittam is the reason for Abramanya Prasangat. So their attachment to unspiritual life. So what is Brahmanyam is? Brahmani Nishtha. That is Brahmanyam. So you are glued to, tightly fixed to godly life. That is, whatever deity you have it as Kula Daivatam, titular deity, then you stick to the guns. You don't come out of it. Smartas are doing it. The Advaitins are doing it. They have only, they keep sometimes only one god, Vinayaka or Kartikeya or Shiva. So they stick to only one principle. So Tathapi, Prasangat, Sarvatra, everywhere, he indeed, surely, Jati, Charana, Gotra, Adhikara, Adi, Vyavastita, Eva, Samachara, Upalabhyanti. Samacharaha, it's a plural word with Visarga missing because of conjunction. So, Jati, so with regard to the Varna, you can say Jati, clan, Jati is caste, Charana, which Acharya they go to resort, they resort to. Charana is foot. Foot is whose Acharya, what Acharyas is resorted to by the Acharyas are different. Gotra, either Traya Rishaya or Pancha Rishaya, namely 3 sages. Sometimes I think Sapta Rishaya, I don't know. So there are only 2 I know. Traya Rishaya and Pancha Rishaya. So 5 sages are our ancestors, or 3 sages. So Gotra, then Adhikara, whether you have right or not, you must find out. Each Varna and each Ashrama has either rights or no rights. Then Adi, etc. Vyavasthita, the status, the arrangement, the establishment. Eva Samacharaha, these matters must be Upalabhyante. They are gone, they are there already, they are available. Upalabhyante, available. Labhyante, available. Upalabhyante, they are available nearby. You need not search for them. So you can, based upon these 4, of course, etc. 4 and further others, readily available. Yes. So Jati, Charana, Gotra, Adhikar, these 4. Then Vilakshanaschahi. Vilakshanachahi. You can say Vilakshana hi or Vilakshanaschahi. You can put it in Pullinga masculine gender or feminine gender. Whereas, because it is Pancaratra tradition is completely different, extraordinarily peculiar. Curiously, it is new. So it is not the same. Trayo vihita, Trayi vihita, Swarga putradi vishayopabhoga, Vishaya upabhoga, Sadhana, Aindra Agna Agneyadi, Karma Adhikaribhyaha, Jujebhyaha, Trayantaika, Ayana, Trayanta, Ekayana, Shruti, Vihita, Vijnana, Abhigamana, Upadana, Ijja, Prabhriti, Bhagavat, Yadyapi Sarvasakha, no, I mean, sorry. Yadyapi Sarvashakha Pratyayam Ekam Karma. Right. Thank you for correction. So karma action, ekam karma. The action is only one. And it should have confidence, pratyayam, sarvashaka pratyayam. It should be acceptable to all branches. Right. So yadyapi sarvashaka pratyayam ekam karma. Yadyapi, yadi if, api, also, even though, and but exactly yadyapi means even though. Even if it is so, meaning yadyapi means even if it is so, that is what is so. Sarvashaka pratyayam ekam karma. The action is one, and it is to be acceptable by all the branches. Nevertheless, it should be agreeable to all branches. No tathapi. Then we have na paraspara vilakshana adhikari sambandhaha dharmaha kvachit samuchchiyante. The problem is here, tathapi, even though there is only one action based on all branches, without any difference, na paraspara vilakshana adhikari sambandhaha dharma. Dharmaha, the rules, regulations, sambandhaha connected with, visarga again missing because of conjunction. So adhikari, just now we discussed about right, R-I-G-H-T, and then lakshana, vilakshana, difference. Paraspara vilakshana, mutual difference. Na kvachit samichiyante, again the word na must be taken, the negation. Kvachit anywhere, kwa means where, kvachit means anywhere or somewhere, na kvachit means nowhere, samuchiyante, they are collected together. That means, though the action is one, they are not in a single place as same, because they differ by rights, RIGs, and they differ by their own, you can say, appearance also. Appearance in the sense spelling, meaning, and so on. Even though they are mutually acceptable to each other, there are basic differences. Then just now I read the long compound word. I repeat, vilakshana hi trayi vihita sarga putra adi vishaya upabhoga sadhana aindra agna agneya adi karma adhikaribhyaha dvijebhyaha trayanta ekayana shruti vihita vijnana abhigamana upadana ijja prabhriti Bhagavat praptya eka upaya karma adhikarinaha mumukshavaha brahmanaha iti na ubhayesham api anyonya shakha vihita karma ananushtanam abrahmanyam apadayati. Now the sentence has come to a stage where we have a practical application. So far we have been reading what is theory, what theory is. Now it comes to practical application, then we can understand more easily the Pancaratra tradition, differing from other traditions and so on. So basically, fundamental, what you call fulcrum is scripture. 3 scriptures, 3 mentioned in single word. Rig, Yajus, Saman. Rig, Yajus, Saman. So Vihita, 3 Vihita, they have made a rule. So what rule? Swarga. So what will be the nature of heaven? So who will go there? Who will come out of it? So who are the residents permanent residents in Swarga? And so on. Then, as Keshav Swami also can say, God's sons, Swargaputradi. You can take it that way also. Putra. Now, as he said, Shishyas. There are no Shishyas for Indra and other gods, 33 crores of gods. But there are some children. But we are not as we are referring to our followers, our status. We are the sons of gods. The Christian religion also says we are all sons of God, advocates of devotees, right? Sarva Sarga Putra Adi. So what do they do? These followers or disciples or the next generation. So Vishaya Upabhoga. They are interested in materialistic pleasures. So while they want to achieve materialistic pleasures, they want to use some upaya, that is otherwise called sadhana, means. Sadhana is means. Then what do they do? What as sadhana? Last session, I think Keshav Swami gave the good word Agnishtoma sacrifice. And that gives us Swargam, heaven, Agnishtoma. Performed for 5 days by 16 priests and so on. So Aindra. So Aindra can also say Indra. So propitiating the god of gods, Indra. There is a couple, what you call a pair of gods called Indragno. So fire and Indra, fire and chief of gods together. That is one type of yaga, sacrifice. Indragno. There are such twin gods. Indra is also joining something called a sage called Kaushika. So we have got Indra Kaushika yaga. That Kaushika is different from Vishwamitra. So Indragni. Then Agneya. I think fire's son, Agneya. I think among the gods you have Agneya. Or either says related to fire. So instead of propitiating another god other than fire, we worship the fire itself. Agnaye Namaha, we say. So Agneyadi karma, so the actions, rather you can say sacrificial actions performed toward these gods, Indra, Indragno and Agneya, fire. Then Adhikaribhya, those who have rights to do that, you can say in Sanskrit, Dikshitaha, meaning they have been initiated. So Diksha meaning a vow taken up by somebody who is already knowledgeable and who is an advisor and who is a guru, and he initiates. So then only you can perform yaga. And therefore we have right to perform yaga, and people who have got the right to perform these Indragno and Agneya yagas, they want to do it. Why? They want to do them. Why? Because they want to have materialistic pleasures. They want to live a happy life, happiest life in this world. So who are they? Dvijebhya. They are twice born. Initially from the womb of the mother, secondly by Upanayanam, what we call sacred thread initiation ceremony. And then so Dvijebhya, then what do they do? Take the Vedanta, Trayanta. So they take the three scriptures, they take the Upanishads of these three scriptures, and among the Upanishads of these three scriptures, they select Ekayana Shruti. They choose the branch of the Ekayana. And then they find the rules, Vihita, fixed rules. Then Vijnana, the wisdom contained in those rules. Abhigamana, now it comes, so you go to the sanctum sanctorum in your home in the morning and pray. That day must be a good day, and then again you have to perform all the rituals regularly. So seek blessings, and that is what we call Abhigaman. As Sheshwara Swami said, within today is 13th and 16th, we start our Dhanur Masam, 16th December. So the Abhigamanam is very important during this particular month, Dhanur Masam, called Bau, B-O-W, Chapa Masam. Another name is Chapa Masa, the month called Bau, B-O-W. And you know the Bhagavad Gita expression, namely, Masanam Margashirshoham. So in the 11th chapter, and therefore the best month for, as is called, among the months he is Margari, Dhanur Masa. So it is actually what we call, as we say, Brahma Muhurta for gods to get up. So what we call Ushat Kalaha in Sanskrit. Brahma Muhurta is the earliest morning, 3:30 to 4:30. And then you have mornings divided. Chitran Jiruhale, Tirupavai Pasuram, Chitran Jiruhale, 29th Pasuram. That is, it gives you Kalai. Kalai is morning. Kale, Sanskrit word also is Kale. I said the Sanskrit is also mixed there. Kale, in time, Kale, punctually. Chirukale, earlier morning. Chitram Chirukale, earliest morning. That is when the students of scriptures get up. We used to say humorously, even without cleaning the teeth, they have to remember the previous day's lessons and then recite the scriptures, chant the scriptures, and then only take bath or something. So we used to say, so what happens is, Abhigamana, you go and pray to God, seek his blessings for the, of course, not like what you call Happy New Year. So Happy New Years. All the coming years will be happy for you and me. Vihita, Abhigamana, then Upadana. So collection of materials. These are all familiar to you. I think both Venugopal Swami and Keshwada Swami. So Upadana is collecting materials. For example, basil leaves, flowers, pushpam, tulasi, pushpam, and then so on, chandanam, sandal paste. You can even say cooking food items included in Upadana. So don't buy on that day anything from the grocery shop. Plan previously. So Upadana. Then Ijja. Between 11 and 12, 11 a.m. and 12 noon, in the almost afternoon, before noon. So what you perform is Ijja. So Abhigamana is in the Dhanurmasa, we offer Mudga Annam, the rice with dal, What is that? What is the dal? Yeah, pongal, right. The dal is mudganam. Pashiparupu is it? Moong dal, yeah. In Hindi, moong dal. So we use then add cashew nuts, salt to the taste, and then offer very hot pongal to the Lord in the morning and Abhigaman before even sunrise. And then it is said that according to science, as all of you must know, it's only a repetition reminding ourselves. So ozone atmosphere is rampant in the climate, and therefore we have to go out to enjoy the ozone atmosphere. And therefore when you take a very hot pepper added mudganam, the moong dal rice, that solves your throat problems and prevents those problems. So yeah, means 2 times puja, right? Good. So because 2 ends of a bow, 2 ends of a bow, right? All right. I am very happy to take a new idea. 2 ends of the bow, and therefore you have to ijja. Then you have a full square meal prepared, offered to the Lord in ijja. So ijja is so prabhriti, etc. etc. is prabhriti. That is starting with also again. So I can say then putradi, prabhriti, bhagavat prapti. So what is the aim of this, all this, what we call abhigamana, upadana and ijja? Afterward, the 2 actions also follow, namely adhyanam, that is then yoga, upadana, ijja, swadhyaya and yoga, right? So self-study without the help of the teacher, especially even book, you can say. Then yoga, so meditate and then sleep. Here, so why all this? Why all this? Namely, yoga nidra. Why all this? It is because Bhagavat Prapti. Moksha is the final goal. We are not in a hurry. We are not ready. Etad dehavasane mam tatpadam prapaya swayam. Nyasa Dashakam says by Vedanta Deshika. You are not in a hurry to do what you call dripta prapatti, artha prapatti, and so on. So you say the life takes its own course, and then finally we need moksha. So Bhagavat Prapti, and of course here our thinking of the Lord, 24/7, Bhagavat Prapti, our antaryami meditation, our dhyanam inside our heart, so Bhagavat Prapti, eka upaya karma. So that is the only aim. That is the only aim. Yeah. And upaya is this 3. Beginning with these 3. Abhigamana. Of course, Vijnana is there. Understanding of scripture is very important. Understanding. The problem is very difficult. So understanding scriptures, Ekayana Shruti especially, for the Yamunacharya's family. Then Upadana, Abhigamana, Upadana, Ijja, etc. So Upaya, these are the means. And then we plunge into action, karma. Then karma, adhikarinaha. Then we have got rights. When we are able to know how to perform these, receive knowledge and do that, then finally what do we do? Mumukshavaha. We are after emancipation. All this done on human life, we don't want to be born again in any form. In any form. Stone, creature, we have different creations, Udbija, Andaja, and so on. So there are 4 types of creations. The lives coming out of in the earth. Therefore, we don't want to be born even as a human being, even as a Vaishnavite, and so on. Mumukshavaha, Brahmanaha. That's why I said they have instilled in their hearts the God. So, Brahmanaha. Iti na ubhayesham. We will take up that na at the end of the verb. Verb at the end. So, ubhayesham. You can categorize them into two. Namely, there are people who want moksha. There are people who want to enjoy this life, worldly life. So you can take both of them. Both of them are, of course, equally good in possessing the rights to do the actions. So Ubhayesham, that means for both these categories, api, even in these both categories, Anyonya Shakha Vita Karma Ananushtanam. So mutual, Paraspara, we saw the word, now Anyonya. Anyonya meaning again mutually, Shakha, the branch, Vihita, fixed rule, Karma, the action, Ananushtanam. So when we don't follow this, we are not regular in actions prescribed by, Vihita I can say prescribed, that is better word. Prescribed by the branches mutually acceptable to each other. Abramanyam na apade. So take the word na here. So there is no problem. NP we say, no problem. NP. Abramanyam na apadeti. They don't recommend and they don't vouchsafe the non-spiritual life. That means they assure us spiritual life. When we follow, whether we have a desire to enjoy this worldly life or not, or when we are only running after moksha, the liberation from birth and death, we are not losing anything. In fact, we are in an advantageous position, safe position, that we become highly spiritual.
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः.
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய.